I have watched this bridge grow.
Yeah.
But from its very beginnings and when it was being constructed underwater up until now, because I live only a few blocks away.
And
So
what are your thoughts? Do you like how it looks?
I think it's beautiful, and I'm very excited to cross it very soon.
Very
Okay.
excited. I recently started working in New Jersey, so just having to drive over the bridge every day, I'm looking forward to the new bridge.
Folks fired up here, and there also have other residents in the lower Hudson Valley as well that mostly have positive reviews to this point. That is new Governor Mario and Cuomo Bridge changes the face of the region. But a whole lot of people who do cross the span may never know just how singularly the bridge it is replacing, the Tappan Zee, was to the development of the Hudson Valley. It helped Rockland County evolve from, believe it or not, a mostly rural area to the suburban county that it is today. It also spurred development in Westchester in a way that few projects have before or even since. And Ray Ramundi, he follows that story.
It's the first new bridge to be built in the Empire State in more than 50 years. 4+ years of construction, thousands of workers, and almost $4 billion in one span of the new Mario Cuomo Bridge, which will replace the Tappan Zee Bridge, will finally open.
How important is the building of this new bridge right now? How important is it to people here in Westchester and Rockland counties?
I think it's as important as the original bridge was in 1955. It's making that connection.
Reporter Peter Kramer and editor Robert Brum of the Journal News spending weeks searching through artifacts, gathering information, and interviewing dozens about the Tappan Zee Bridge and its impact on the community and the state it serves.
People feel tremendously nostalgic about the bridge. They really see it as a touchstone in terms of where they were at a certain time.
Your Thruway Bridge is now formally opened with another 25 miles of the longest, safest, best engineered superhighway in the world.
For many, it's hard to believe it was 62 years ago, on that December day in 1955, when the Tappan Zee Bridge officially opened. Crowds gathered, celebrations, and that promise of an everlasting thoroughfare.
This wasn't just a connection between Rockland and Westchester counties. It was more to that, right?
Absolutely. I mean, this bridge is basically funding the entire thruway all the way to Buffalo, and this was the linchpin and the cash register that drove that construction.
Decades later, more cars, more trucks, the connector providing a new gateway of commerce and commuting. And with the expansion of more highways and commercial traffic, the bridge, built to last 50 years, was finally in a state of deterioration and decay.
I don't think anybody anticipated when they built the Tappan Zee Bridge what the volume was going to be, and it's just has outstripped its ability to handle it.
Then, after years of political paralysis, Governor Andrew Cuomo, with the help of President Obama and the federal government, finally given the go-ahead to start construction of this awe-striking, state-of-the-art twin-span structure. The spectacular cables, the belvederes overlooking the Hudson, and the shared bike and pedestrian paths.
There's no doubt that the construction of the new bridge has just been short of incredible, but its engineering has been overshadowed by the dozens of memories people have shared about the old span from when it first opened 60+ years ago until this very day.
Some people wrote that they were there the morning of 9/11 and they remember being on the bridge right around the time the planes hit. Some people remember coming over the afternoon of the Brinks murders and robberies.
I never did walk across it.
South Nyack Mayor Bonnie Christian also has memories. She was there on December 15th, 1955, when the Tappan Zee opened.
What was it like as a little girl riding across the span of the bridge?
Oh my gosh, it was so exciting. I had an English racer that I had gotten that Christmas, and it was just fun. There were 5 or 6 of us, and we just rode our bikes across. And
the mayor telling us South Nyack is excited. The opening of the new span, though, bittersweet.
The governor and his folks and the Thruway folks have really taken South Nyack into consideration, and even though it will be a big change for us, we are looking to keep the integrity and the characteristic of our village.
And the new span looks to generate a new character of its own over the widest portion of the Hudson River for the 140,000 plus who are expected to cross it daily and look forward to what comes next, built to last the next 100 years and perhaps beyond. Ray Raymundi, FiOS 1 News.
Matt, beyond the additional amenities and the possibilities on the bridge of a rail line potentially down the road, how do you think this one will more than just maintain, opening up Rockland and points north? What more could it do that we didn't see under the prior span?
Well, so as far as public transportation goes right now, you have something called the Tappan Zee Express, which is, I don't think it's it's just a typical bus line. What they're going to have this time is going to be, what the state has pitched as a bus rapid transit system. Essentially just kind of like a fancier bus system. They want to have various technological improvements there to help the bus move quickly, maybe more quickly than normal traffic. That will connect Suffern to White Plains in the first phase, and then White Plains on to Port Chester later. That is something that could, as the Platinum Mile here, along Westchester Avenue and 287 kind of reinvents itself, could factor in a really kind of spur further development, new developments the way, and redevelopment the way that the original Tappan Zee Bridge in 287 did the first time around. And in Rockland, it really does for people who maybe just the bridge was maybe thinking about working in Westchester, Connecticut, points even further away, but the bridge was just bridge too far, for lack of a better term, could possibly open that up to them as well.
I've also heard a lot of, especially younger people, can't afford to certainly live in the city, and Westchester they're priced out of too.
Right.
Instead of an outer borough, they'll consider, moving into one of these up-and-coming communities. I mean, think how much of a Piermont has changed. Think about so many of the places across the span, and also people buying their first homes or whatever else, or even settling down and calling Rockland home. That, the argument is an imperative to it.
Right. Yes, and that young people, they're attracted to things like public transportation. So if you redevelop one of the buildings along the Platinum Mile into a some kind of condo apartment type situation, and this bus system stops right there, it becomes more attractive to them. Where maybe they'll pass up having a subway stop right a couple blocks away.
They really did. The Journal News did a great job on this thing from the beginning, but I'm surprised when you talk to people who don't realize this. Westchester and Rockland might as well be two different planets to people. The bridge was the only connectivity. You know this as a Rockland resident, that they could have, okay, we share something in a lot of cases, right?
Well, Richard, you're right, and you just told my story with the comment you just made, because 30 years ago, coming out of New York City, when I was ready to purchase my first home, I wanted to move to Westchester. I looked at the taxes and almost had a heart attack. And then that's when I went to Rockland. And so you literally just told my story, and I think that's the story of thousands of people. And for us, I haven't gone over the bridge yet, so I'm really looking forward to tonight going home, because the bridge was a great economic engine, for Rockland, but it's become an eyesore. Let's be honest about it. And so now I looked up and I saw this blue, iconic type thing, and I was like, wow. So I'm really excited to go over the bridge.
Well, you tell me how it goes tonight. All right. Hey, Matt, appreciate the time. Great job tonight. All right. Guys, thank you very much. We still got much more when we come back. One of the legacies of the whole Tappan Zee, and I mentioned this a little bit earlier, was there has been tragedies attached to this bridge before. When we come back, we're going to talk about the efforts to have a better future on the bridge as a way to deter suicide. Stay with us, everyone. We'll be right back.